feedback on, come and join me on YouTube. You can send me your link.
This coconut curry with salmon was everything I thought it would. This coconut curry with salmon.
All good, guys. Just wait for a few people to come, maybe. Looks like there's a few people watching. I know that not everyone's going to be able to kind of join the stream when they send me something. I've got a couple of tracks to listen to. It's going to start off a little bit slow this till we build some traction, but we'll see. We'll see if anyone pops on. Just post this on YouTube and Instagram. So current view is 7. It's going to take a while for this to build up. Live now on YouTube. Come and send me your tracks for some feedback. Big guy live on YouTube. So anyone in the chat gonna say hello? Is anyone there? Q&A. Not really used to streaming, so if no one says anything in a minute. Oh, here we go. You're on it. Yeah, cool. Nice one. Little Lost Music. Have you got any music, mate? I've got a couple of tracks ready to go. If you just drop me your email. Sorry, if I just drop you my email, just send them there. We're gonna do it in order. So DJ. Oh, cool. What's your name on there? You're in no rush. Hey, man. So we've got a guy. Oh, Little Lost Music. So you did one on the website. Oh, you sent it to the website. Nice. Looks like you emailed through the website, right? And what's your name? Little Lost Music. So I found it actually. So here we are. We'll listen to that one first. So we've got. I don't. It's hard to know the names. So the people's tracks I've got is Force Flow, Synthetics or something like that, and then there's this guy. And then we've got a Little Lost Music. Sabora Music back. Nice to see you again, mate. How you doing? Yeah, it was really cool. I think I did I send you an email? I think I sent you an email, right? But I'm not sure if you got that back to me. No. So it's Blue Eyed Cat. No, not at all. You can send me any kind of music if you have it'd be nice to have a listen. M Nova, what's your artist name then on SoundCloud? But no, anyone listening to this, just drop me the track via email. My email, let me see if I can pin my email. I can pin my message. So my email is pinned. Drop it to there. I'm only going to reply to tracks that are sent to my email address. It just keeps it in order then. If I do like email and a chat, it's just going to get super confusing. So yeah, we'll get started. So I haven't got time to listen to the full track like I'd like to do, otherwise we'll never get anything done. So what we'll do is we'll just listen to. I'm just going to skip it and kind of speak. Let's see how I get on. So let's have a listen to this one first.
It's time to celebrate. No, not New Year.
Wants to work. All right.
She tore a hole in our universe, gave way to another dimension. Dimension of pure chaos. When she came back, she was alive. Look at her mirror. Isn't she It's like liquid. Slides all over everything. Comes up in waves. And they just keep hitting. Wave after wave. It's beautiful.
Is a super interesting track. To me, that sounds like a pro psytrance, progressive psytrance track, apart from, I believe, 2 elements, maybe 3, but I think two. I think that the kick might be a bit too thin, but I think that this style of music is not my preferred genre. So I'm no expert, but I believe that these kicks are meant to be quite thin. So you might be good on that. Where it falls down, it sounded fully professional until the bass drop. The bass drop, there's just nowhere near enough bass. So yeah, you're just really missing that fullness. You're not feeling it in the chest. And the other only bad thing I would say is the percussion's not driving enough. When the percussion comes in, it's just lost. It's sat behind the mix and it needs to be above all the elements and really drive the track. Right now it's pushed back and it's getting a bit lost, but that's, you're an incredible producer. The atmospherics, the bass itself, the style of the bass is great. It's just not got enough resonance. It's not, you don't feel it. It sounds like you're almost there. I'm not sure what's missing. You might have just, you know what? You might have low cut it a little bit too much. It could be something as simple as that. But the little you know the bass things where the bass kind of slows down, or you're doing a pitch bend. You know, great track. If you fix the bass and get that percussion to sparkle a bit, feel like you've got a fully professional track there, mate. You're a very, very talented producer. You know, drop me an email after a session if you want. I can give you some. I've got some tutorials on percussion. I've got none on psytrance basses. It's just not my thing. Very difficult as well. But I've got a couple of nice tutorials about percussion, and the percussion's the same. It's basically like a couple of low loops. You know, your closed hat, your 16th hat, and your open hat. You've just got to get the balance right. So feel free to email me if you want that percussion tutorial, and I'll give you some feedback after a lesson as well, as a gesture of goodwill for participating. So yeah, everyone else get involved as well. Stefan here. Stefan, I've got your email to do. I will do that before I leave the studio, sir. I don't know if this guy's here, and I don't know if Force Flow is here, but I do know that Little Lost is here. We've also got Blue Eyed Cat. If you want to send me your track, I'll just make sure that I've not got it. No, definitely haven't got anything for that yet. I mean, we've got M Nova that I know is here as well. So, Little Eyed Cat, feel free to send me your track if you want. So, let's listen to this one.
Wake up, you've been talking now for hours. You still can't say it to my face, but I know you know. For all I'll never know what you can't see. I'm just a body holding water when you're here. You're an artist, something in the air, but not the leaves.
Cool. So a super interesting track. Certainly not trance. I guess it's what progressive drum and bass kind of thing. What I would say about this, first of all, I'll give you the positives. If I heard that on a radio, and ignoring the engineering, which I'll get to in a minute, if I heard that on a radio, that would not spark any like feelings of that shouldn't be there. Sounds like a great track. It sounds like a piece of music, and you know, engineering is one thing. Engineering, you can learn engineering. It takes time. You have to invest in speakers and acoustics, but you can learn engineering. What you can't really learn is God-given talent to write music and put together music. And you know, you should be really, really proud of yourself, because that was a really nice listen. Yes, there's engineering problems again, which I'll go over in a minute, but you know, give yourself a year or two, mate. Redo this track to a professional level and get it sent out to some major record labels, because I'd be shocked if that was a professional quality. I'd be shocked if that wouldn't be featured on a major label, where you'd be listening to that on Radio 1 and, you know, around the world on your basic radio stations, in the gym, things like that. Great track, man. You've got a bright future ahead of yourself. The best advice I can give you is don't rush it. You know, potentially look into some engineering tuition. I'm not saying that from me. You know, this isn't my speciality, so if you came to me for lessons, I wouldn't even know how I'd start. I'd rip apart a track like this. But you might want to maybe invest in yourself. In if there's someone in your genre that's doing lessons in this style, potentially go and speak to them. Alternatively, just keep doing what you're doing and don't rush. But a great track. Engineering wise, it's hard to give you one key thing. The vocals are lost in a mix because there's too much reverb. Some of the snares seem out of time and a little bit disjointed. The vocal at the end is a bit distorted. That vocal is definitely too distorted. I like how the track builds. The second drop was fabulous. It works really well. But just in general, the track just feels a little bit messy. It's hard to explain, but it's just everything just feels a little bit messy. And there's not one thing I can pinpoint. But yeah, fabulous track, mate. You've got a great talent there, mate. So as I said, if you want more detailed feedback and some one-to-one of me ripping it down, feel free to drop me a message. But fabulous track, mate. You should be very proud of yourself, and I hope to hear some of your music again on this stream. Followed you as well. So next we'll move on to, let's see if someone said cool. Fractory Music. Let's have a look if anyone sent any more tracks. No, that's good. That's probably about all right, this amount. So, yeah, I think I need to go back to rethink the drums. I think, yeah, it's just the engineering of things. That my best advice to you would be maybe go and fix a couple of the things I mentioned: the snare rolls, the distortion, the wet vocals. Potentially look at remixing the drums, but don't do too much. Just do the best you can. Save this on a hard drive somewhere, very safe, and move on to the next track. The magic happens when you move on to the tracks that you finish. Redoing the same track over and over, you're just going to go around in limbo. You'll never get better. Use the feedback I've given you, apply it. Maybe send it me again via email. I'll give you some more feedback, and then wrap it up and move on. That's where the magic happens, man. So right, we've got M Nova next. Let's give him a follow. because there's nothing else. I checked. Wow, what a track. It's one of the best tracks that I've ever been sent on this channel, because I used to do these feedback sessions a few years ago. We did maybe 10 or 15 of them, and yeah, that's probably the best track I've ever received, like musical wise. I mean, that's magic. It gave me goosebumps, genuinely gave me goosebumps. So what can you say? Good length for today's kind of standard. What you are missing aside from an engineering, which I'll get to in a minute, you're missing counter melodies. That's it. You've got some nice vocals, maybe, you know, a couple of extra counter melodies to really deepen the music. You've got such a melody that invokes so much emotion, and just a simple counter melody would deepen it so much more. So yeah, it feels to me like you've got this amazing, beautiful house, and it's been decorated with really nice, but you just need to paint the walls a little bit, to use a stupid analogy. Engineering wise, it unfortunately is the music is at an advanced level. I'd say, like, well, it's, you know, the music is at a professional level that would get signed to a major label big time. But the engineering unfortunately is lacking behind. I would say intermediate. Where is it lacking behind? The best way to describe it is it's all just a little bit loose. You turn up the speakers and things are too loud around the kick. It's essentially everything's essentially just too loud. So when things are too loud around a kick, it becomes a bit of a loose production. You turn your speakers up and all you've got is hiss from the percussion and the mid basses. There's no low end whatsoever, but I believe that the low end is there. It's just lost because of the mixing. You know, I'm not saying you should do this, because I absolutely don't do this, but if you took this to an engineer and, you know, got him to mix it down, I'm almost, sorry, excuse me, nailing his cup of tea, I'm almost certain that you would have like a pro track here. The melodies are great. As Blue Cat mentioned earlier, Blue Eyed Cat, when it opens up, there's a big hole in the middle. You've got no mids in the breakdown at all. I've actually got a video coming out in the next few days on my channel, a new tutorial. I'm getting back into tutorials, and I fixed that exact problem with a client of mine. He sent me a track, and there's a big hole in the middle. That can be fixed very easily with one or two leads. It's unfortunate that right now you just haven't got the ears to hear that, but that will come in time. One thing I will advise you with this is, do not send this off to a shitty label and sign it, because if you spend a bit of time on this, you're not going to get it to a professional level anytime soon. I'm guessing probably 12 to 24 months, thereabouts, something like that, based on how long it's going to take your ears to develop. But if you're patient with this track and you add some more depth musically, some acid one shots, you know, a little bit more detail, and you mix it right, this could easily be signed to the major labels like your Subculture, your Carnage, you know, State of Trance, Schneider's record label. This is a serious track, man. I think you've got a great track here. I really do. Really good track. You should be very proud of yourself to get this far. Don't give up. See all the feedback that I've given you as a positive, not a negative. You know, people can look at feedback different ways. Oh, I'm shit, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to be good enough. Or, wow, I've got some feedback, there's some positives to take from it. Yes, there's some negatives, but I know what to work on. Unfortunately, my friend, you could say, Adam, I'm going to give you £1 million and I need you to teach me to be a professional in the next month. And I would have to politely, regrettably turn that £1 million down, because it's physiologically impossible. The only thing that can get you better is finishing tracks, not signing them when they're not ready, and wasting a brilliant track and moving on to the next track. As I said earlier, that's where the magic happens. It'd be such a shame if you rushed ahead and signed this to some crappy label, because as I said, when this is mixed to a professional level, this is a brilliant track, mate. It gave me goosebumps, you know what I mean? So say whatever you want about that. So yeah, drop me an email after a session, mate. If you want a little bit more detailed feedback, I'll drop you a voice note. If you've got any questions, this channel's all about giving back. Like, what do I get out of it? I get engagement, interaction. It builds a channel. What do I give back? You know, some feedback, and you know, going out my way to help people, because I know how passionate people are about this. So drop me a message if you want, my friend, and yeah, lovely to meet you. Let's go to some channels. I'm sorry, some comments. Saw you at Luminosity 25. Oh, brilliant! Thank you, mate. That was a great time. Do you know what? If you didn't book me this year, I'm gutted, proper gutted, man. I've played like 8 out of 10, and I don't know why we didn't book me. I feel like I did a good set last year, but I guess we're looking for newer artists. But let's have a look. Yeah, right, so let's see who's next. I think we've got someone else here. No, so we've got Force Flow and these guys. So we've still got half an hour left, so we're flying through these. I just want to do a test with you guys with my microphone, because I have to turn the microphone off. Let me see if I... Testing 1, 2. I'm going to play some music. And I want you to tell me if you can hear a double beat, as in the microphone's picking up the beat. You're more than likely, I'll keep turning it up until someone tells me I can hear a second beat. So just let me know, okay? So that way I can see. It means I don't have to mute my microphone all the time. We'll end that one right now because I don't think the guy is live. But what I'll say is that it's a really nice track. It's got no bass whatsoever. The arrangement's great. If you're listening, mate, the arrangement's really good. Nice effects. It builds nicely. You know, you've got a nice little bridge before the breakdown. The ideas are really good. It lacks when it builds up. Everything's a little bit dry. There's not enough reverb, and it's all a little bit small. You know, you can imagine that in a massive club. Bam, ba-dam, bam, bam, ba-dam, bam. But this is like bam, ba-dam, bam, bam, ba-dam. It just, the ideas of it, but the engineering is not where it needs to be. What I will say is the mixing, God, the mixing is super, super nice. You know, the kick is really good. The bass is missing, but you take away the bass missing, the mixing of the sounds is fabulous. So yeah, you know, you got a good track here. It's nothing like amazingly standout, but it's a good basic generic kind of track. Get that bass sorted, get the breakdown full and alive, which again you can watch my tutorial. It's coming out soon, and I've got loads of tutorials about adding layers in a breakdown. People's tracks generally fall down in a breakdown and become thin. So this is just another example of that. But you know, good track, needs work, but yeah, you definitely got a talent there, mate. We've got someone else in a chat, so I think there's 2 people. Gosh, there's a few actually. It's going quite well today. So one track's not being found. Leo, you need to send a private link. Just put a private link in the chat window, mate. So we've got John Ham. John Ham, is that you, Bryce? We've got John Ham, aka Bryce. So let's have a look. We'll go for this dude. Looks like a priest.
You never leave when the sun
Cool track, man. Yeah, that's a really cool track. You know, as you said, it's experimental. There's some amazing elements in there. I'd love to know how you did the bass where every like 4 bars it goes bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum. Definitely some kind of sigh elements in there. I mean, yeah, I'd love to know how you do that. I don't suppose you work on Logic, do you? If you do, send me your project. But no, look, it's a track that's you know, the engineering is really good. The kick and the bass is great. It's way too stripped back for trance. Like the breakdown, there's not enough going on. Like there's no pads. Like, and it's just too empty. The track's too empty. But the engineering and the ideas are good. But the drop, definitely not for me. Like, you've got this big drop building up and it's just underwhelming for me. If you're gonna go to that drop, you need some sick sigh kind of acid or something like that to keep the energy going. But look, good fundamentals, and you know, I'd say that, you know, I think you're well on your way to getting that professional sound. But yeah, you mentioned something about doing Euro trance, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds, with the greatest of respect, a little bit like poppy kind of cheesier trance. But the engineering on the kick and the bass and, like, you know, your percussion and your ideas, they're far from cheesy or poppy. You've got the cheesy vocal and the serious kind of other elements, you know. But yeah, you're obviously a very talented producer. I shall follow you and keep an eye out for your tracks. And yeah, lovely stuff, mate. Lovely stuff. So I know that Bryce is here, so I'll have a little listen, see if any of us making too much sigh. I don't know what you're saying sorry for. I don't know. I don't see another email coming. Oh, I've got 2 more. Gosh. We're not going to get through all these. I'm going to have to reply. So this one's a dead link again, by the looks of it. So, Antonio, you've sent me a dead link, mate. And then let's see if Leo has got the right link. Yeah, brilliant. So, yeah. Leo, Antonio, try and get me the private link quickly. And I don't think I'm going to have time to do all these, like I said. Force Flow, I don't believe is on the listen, so I'll listen to that track after. I know that Bryce is, and obviously we know that Leo is, so. This track's not working, Bryce. You want to quickly upload it to SoundCloud and put it in the chat, please, mate? It's a remix, so I don't know if you'll get demonized. I don't know what you mean by that, but put the SoundCloud link in the chat, mate. Let's have a listen to Leo's. a very good producer. That drop was really, really cool. I really struggle to get techie drops like that, so you could certainly teach me a thing or two with that. Very, very, very creative, my friend. Really good. For me, what lets down the track would be the melody. I feel like the melody is a little bit too basic, a little bit cliche, a little bit generic. You know, it just doesn't really set off any emotion for me personally. But, you know, you're obviously very talented. You could tell from the off that you're at a professional level. Could probably turn your sub up a little bit. Mixing is perfect. Couldn't do it better myself. What I'd say in today's music, a 1 minute breakdown up to the leads come in is too much in my opinion. Back in the day when you were doing longer tracks and DJs had 2 hour sets or whatever, it was good. But nowadays, for me, that just droned on a little bit. I think you should cut it down to, instead of it being 32 bars, I think you should do 24 or maybe even 16, to be honest with you. Minimum 24 or maximum 24. You know, it just drones on too long. Nice and creative though, that bum bum bum, you know, very good. Kicks in. The melody for me is a little bit too cheesy and it dips. The melody dips at the crescendo, whereas it should get bigger. So that tells me that your bass drone, your pads and your leads are just a little bit too quiet. So, you know, that section when it comes in, it needs more power and you need a better melody, in my opinion. At the very least, maybe you could argue about the melody and say that that's, you know, you could say maybe that that's just a taste thing. But I'm not gonna say the engineering, the lack of engineering in that section is not a taste thing. Again, like I've mentioned several times on this stream, and I'll keep on mentioning, a lot of people fall down in this section because of the thinness. There's like a bit of a hole here. You know, if you send me this track, right, send me the download link and send me your lead. I will quickly go into Logic and I'll throw a lead in and I'll show you what's missing. Send me your lead in your pad. Like, and then send me the download for this track and I'll load it into Logic and I'll put that in for you and send it you back, okay? So if you email me, Leo, I shall do that for you, okay? Just give me a day or two. Bryce, has Bryce sent another one yet? I don't see anything. I've got to shoot in 5, so... Bryce, if you send me something, I don't have time. I'm not going to have time now, mate. Send it to me and I'll get back to you after the session's over. I'm going to do one more and I'll get it back to Force Slow via email. And Bryce, I'll get back to you via email. Let's listen to see what Tony, aka Tone, has to say. Pads, man, lovely pads. and that's a lovely track. So yeah, what I think about this track was a few different things. Number one, I think you are very talented. I think you are a very, very good musician. I think that your music is at a fully professional level, and I think that your engineering is lacking behind. It's not bad by any means, but it's definitely a step or two behind. Your engineering is not where it needs to be for the pro ranks, and that's just a fact. But the music is brilliant. I absolutely love that track. You take that, click your fingers, and get again. You send it to an engineer like Dave Parkinson or whatever, and you get him to make that into a pro track. That track gets signed by any major label, FSOE, Armada, a big label. That invokes a lot of emotions. Dedicated to your dog as well, I believe, or at least something. One of them was dedicated to your dog, not this one. It was the other one, and I love that little touch. But this one's got something. I'm going to go and listen to that other one after it because I think it's a brilliant track. This, so you're definitely very talented. What you need to do is now might not like this, right? But just you have to just bear with me on this one and just take my advice here, or don't take it. You're releasing tracks on this label, right? This label, I don't know this label, and I'm not shitting on them, but your music is not at a professional level yet, engineering wise, and yet this label is signing it. That tells me that this label, with all due respect, at least for this release, on at a professional level. And this is the conundrum that so many people get into, that they end up signing with a label like this, and they never push themselves now to get that pro sound, because despite what you think, this is not a professional sound. And you now know you can sign your tracks with this label. So I worry, Antonio, but you're not going to push yourself to get to the bigger labels, because when the tough gets tough and the going gets going, or the tough gets going or whatever, I'll just go and sign it to that other label. Whereas what you should be doing is pushing and pushing and pushing until you have that breakthrough and you get signed to the bigger labels, because your talent is easily good enough for the big labels. And this is why I fucking hate record labels like this, because this track is not at a professional level. When you turn up the speakers, all the power disappears. It's just not mixed right. It's not bad. The engineering isn't bad. It's a mix issue. You get this stem mastered by a pro, and they can probably fix this. All the stems just need mixing. But yeah, please don't get into the habit of signing with these mid-tier labels, because in my opinion, you're going to hold yourself back. Obviously, it's not to say that people can't push on and go and use it as a stepping stone. But my opinion and my experience with all my clients, hundreds of clients over the years, is that the ones that sign to the mediocre labels, very rarely do they ever make it, because they have now set themselves an artificial ceiling. So just be very careful of that. But I mean, beautiful track, mate. I'm going to go and listen to this other one after. But that's something I would play in my sets if the engineering was better. So again, there's no agenda with these tutorials. If you'd like a bit more advice or a bit of in-depth stuff, or you want me to show you where the mixing can be improved, maybe do a stem master, drop me a message, man. I'm happy to help you out. But you have got the talent to go to the big time, mate. You really have brilliant stuff. And again, I'm not shitting over this record label. I just don't think, I've had a look at them, and they're saying that they've had releases or plays by Alien Feeler, so they obviously know what they're doing. But this particular track, I don't think it meets the grade for a pro sound. So all good. I emailed you about my tune. I sent an arrangement picture, but I don't have any reply. So look who that is. I don't have anything from you, my friend. Don't know who this is. I emailed you about my tune, sent an arrangement picture, but didn't have any reply. Who are you? Email me again, because I don't have any emails from you. But guys, that was a really good session. I really enjoyed that. An hour long, perfect. So I'm gonna do 2 more next week. Oh, you are on Reddit. Have I got a message? I don't have any messages from you, buddy. Resend it, because there's nothing in here. You might have got the email wrong. I messaged you. Unless it's... It's not Kevin, is it? Are you Kevin? I don't know. Message me again and we'll get it sorted. But yeah, thanks for this, guys. Oh, cool switch, yeah. I'll get back to you, mate. Don't worry. Bear with me. So yeah, nice to meet you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to try and do 2 a week. 1 in the AM, 1 in the PM. And we'll go from there. But as I said, anyone that's watching this and you want some advice, some feedback, you know, drop me an email. And to all the guys that I've listened to today, well done for getting this far. Don't give up. And yeah, as I said, if you want any extra help, I believe I've offered you a bit of help in different facets and formats. So drop me an email, mate. Drop me an email, guys, and yeah, I'll get back to you soon, man. First time watching, you're welcome. Come back, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.